Hi, this is Edith, Educational Technologist at Oregon Tech, and welcome to part 2 of the Outlook options available to you. So in the last video, I went over mail, so I'm going to move on to calendar. And this is information that you can change for your calendar. My work hours actually have changed, so I can actually change them to 7 to 4. But you can actually set up your days of the week that you work. So you do have a lot of options here. So say you do work on Saturdays and not on Mondays, so you can actually uncheck it, or you can leave it as it is and not change anything at all. And so you can change the first day of the week to Monday, say, versus Sunday. I know most people like to work with the calendar the same way as it appears on, in a wall calendar. So these are for meetings, default reminders. You can change how often you want to be reminded or when you want to be reminded here. So this will be your default reminder. And then you can also allow attendees to propose new times for meetings. So if you set up a meeting with somebody and perhaps, you want to meet at 2 and they can't meet at until 2:30, they can change this. And then it will come in as tentative if they do change it. You can add holidays to the calendar. So you can see we have the United States already checked, but you can also add other countries' holidays to the calendar. And you can see now I said okay. I probably shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. It's not going to affect anything. But you can see then I can also check and uncheck different countries. And so what it'll do is just show up that those are holidays on the calendar for you. So if they haven't been there before, now they are. And it's just a nice feature, especially if you're somebody who likes to go on vacation on the holidays. At least you'll know in advance when they are. Change position for viewing free busy information options. So my options show up as free and busy. I can make it more personable. I can say full details. So that everybody knows exactly where I am at all times. That is definitely your choice. And then you have just some other options here. We can go over those later at another video because there's a lot of information on that. I can enable another calendar. So suppose I want the Gregorian calendar. That's the one that counts, I believe. Well, there's the Julian date. That's the one I'm thinking of. But here's the different ones. And I don't know if Gregorian is the same as Julian. So perhaps somebody can reach out and let me know if I'm right or wrong on that. This, when sending out meeting requests, uses the iCalendar format. This is really a nice feature, especially if somebody uses Google Chrome or even Apple products. It will send them a file that they can actually run, and it will put it on their calendar for them. Show bell icon on the calendar for appointments and meetings with reminders. Not a bad feature. So I would say, yeah, go for it. If you want to do that. Your default calendar colors. So you can choose anything here. I like blue, so I leave it there. Show weeks and numbers in the month view and in the date navigator. So you have all of these different options that you can play with. And I will do a full video on the when I'm ready. I also will not be going over the options, so because it's just redundant. So I'm hoping that if you watch this and you do go to the calendar one, you realize that that's why that's not there. Time zones, where you can pick a second time zone. So say you work here and then maybe you work also in Idaho, which I know is mountain time. So you can actually add that as well. So you kind of have an idea of when those, or you work with somebody who's in a different time zone. So you can actually set up a second time zone to know exactly what time it is where they are. Show calendar details in screen tips and show calendar details in scheduling grid. I would leave those. You can automatically accept and decline meeting requests. I wouldn't change that. I would leave it the way it is. You do want to have the choice unless you absolutely know that you need to do that. So you can click on that and I'll give you some information on what you can do. So like automatically accept meeting requests and remove cancel meetings. I wouldn't recommend it. I think it's really important that you understand that you're accepting a meeting. And then again, we got weather, so show the weather on the calendar. I like it. I kind of want to know what's going on in my world. You can choose between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Might be a good way to learn Celsius for me. I don't know. So people, how you work with your contacts. So I can show, change how the order is, and how I filed them. I just leave it the way it is. Your choice. And that's always going to be anything in these videos. You can make these choices on your own. I'm just showing you how you can make these choices and what is available to you. I'm not sure about this. So shows the second index list in the language of choice. Okay, so again, you may need to use this, and that's okay. That's where you would find it at. Online status and photographs. Display online status next to name. Show user's photograph when available. And show only names in the People Peek. I'm not sure what the People Peek is, so when I find out, I will address that a little bit further. I do have that checked, so that's kind of like why Skype has those pictures available, because that's the picture that I've chosen for Outlook and Skype. Tasks. So you can actually set up tasks, and it's another thing that I will go over a little bit later in a different video. But you can do tasks with reminders and due dates. Remind me that I got to get them done. So keep my tasks updated with copies of tasks I assign to other people. So you can actually assign a task. It'll show up in your Outlook as well as the other person's Outlook. And so you can also keep them updated as well. Send status report when I complete a task. And then you can also change, what color if it's overdue and you just don't like it to be red because it's, yelling at you. That's how you can change it. And then you can also change when it's completed. You pick a happy color. I want to be happy because of that. And quick click to set a flag. So when you do that, you can change what that quick click is. So right now mine's set to clicking on the flag to be today that the task is due. Task working hours are 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. You can change that. I don't think many people will. Search, you can change searching, indexing options. This is a little bit more involved. It's just if you're looking for something specific, so you have a way to do that. It takes a lot longer though, just so you're aware. Include results from current folder, current mailbox when searching from the inbox. So there is that search feature right here. You're looking for somebody specific or a specific email that might have a header that you remember. You can do that there. Mine is set up to the default, but you can also check all mailboxes, which will include your deleted items. And you can see it right here. You would just check it and then say all mailboxes. When possible, display results as a query, as the query is typed. So as it's searching, it's going to start populating my screen here with all the emails that are available that meet the criteria that I set for the search. Improve search speed by limiting the number of results shown. Yes and no. It depends on how far back you go. My one recommendation, and I'll cover this a little bit later again too, just as reaffirmation on this. It's really important that you keep a mailbox clean. I heard of the I think it's zero. I got to find out what it's called. But basically, you shouldn't have more than 2 emails left in your box by the end of the day. You should be able to do action items. You can see I have all of these folders set up so that I've read the email, I can dump them in there. And I'll go over that a little bit more too. But I just, the other part of it is that when you have deleted items and you delete something, all of that, those emails go towards the count of your memory allowance. So, if you have over 2,000 emails in your deleted files folder, you're going to have all of that counting against your memory space. So I do recommend it. I have a way to help you recover those files from the server. If you delete something and you think you permanently deleted it, there is a way to get it back. So don't be afraid to empty your recycle bin. Okay, onward bound. Highlight search term and items. I do like that. And so, again, you can choose what color you want. I really like that because there's maybe something specific or somebody specific I'm looking for. It's a quick, easy way to say no, yes, no, yes, no, that type of thing. So, and then notify me when results might be limited because the searching index is not complete. So again, that goes back to the right here, limiting your number of search results shown, because again, it might be an older email, so it may not come up quite as quickly. Language, again, similar to all the other Microsoft programs. You can add languages, you can change them, you can make which one's your default. But just remember, if you change your default, it will be your default, and if you don't speak that language, you may not be able to get back to where you were. So make sure you contact me if there's any problems with that. Advanced. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and end the video, and we'll start up on a new one. I just don't want this to take so long that you get bored and I'm not covering everything that you want to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and if you have any questions, contacts, please contact me. I'm more than happy to get in touch with you and help you through this.